In this video, we're going to go through 5 things that you and everybody should know about Windranger. This is whether you play Windranger or not. The things in this video are going to help you beat the hero or be better with the hero, so stick around either way and let's go. Okay, so our first tip is something that is incredibly strong, and that is that Windranger is so good against illusion-based heroes like Phantom Lancer or anyone who buys a Manta style even. They cannot get away from you. So if you can sneak up on a Phantom Lancer like this and use your ultimate, they will always be targeted by your ultimate. So if you use a Manta style, if you use the Juxtapose or Doppelganger or whatever, you use this, and you will always find the correct target. Now, even if Windranger targets a different one, and they starts attacking it, as long as she stops afterwards, you'll be forced back to attack the main hero anyway. So no matter what you do, you will always find the correct target. It's going to be insanely frustrating for this hero. And the same for any other illusion-based heroes as well, because it doesn't matter what they do to escape, you will always find them. So you can use this to your advantage. If someone picks a PL and you don't know what to pick for a mid lane, your last pick, for example, Windranger is a great pick because no matter what happens, man, you will always find him. Even if he's out of range when he casts it, as long as you've altered him in the first place, you will always find him again, even if he's out of range. So for example, we're going to go over here. And then completely out of range, we're going to go over here. And Windranger will immediately find the right hero again, making it super easy for the rest of your team too to go, ah, that's the real one. Let's target this one instead. Nice and easy. Screw illusion heroes, man. Freaking love it. Number 2 is dealing with heroes that build blade mail. Sometimes people will build blade mail just for you, just because they hate you and they don't want you to ult them. Some heroes that normally don't even build it. But either way, you can deal with this. But I've seen too many Windrangers die because someone's used a blade mail while they started ulting them, and they're like, ah, how do I stop this? And you're trying to run away, by which time it's too late and you're dead, right? So what you want to do is make sure that you have this keybind set, this hold position keybind. Make sure you have it set to something, whether it's something that you can reach, S or X or whatever you want. You want to use this when you've altered them because it will stop you from attacking them immediately. If you press hold position, your character will stop attacking. You can wait for the blade mail to end, and then you can get back on them and continue attacking them. So keep this in mind, as it's something that will completely change that whole thing. If they use a blade mail, stop your command of attacking and just move away, or follow them still and wait for it to run out and then get back on them. Next thing you can do to counter this is use a BKB or a Satanic. Either works, it's absolutely fine. The BKB is probably better. One, I think it's cheaper, it is cheaper, and it also gives other options for like magic immunity in the game anyway. But later game, a Satanic works just as well. If they use a blade mail and you use a BKB, you're alright. You can just continuously do damage. And obviously if you're using a Satanic and they use blade mail, you can out heal the damage as well. So take advantage of these things because this is how you deal with it. But the stop command is by far the best way to do with this early on. As soon as they get a blade mail, just stop, walk away, or stop and wait for it to run out and then kill them anyway. If you're enjoying the video so far and you found something useful in here, I will be making this for every single hero, not just Windranger, not just Invoker that I always play, but every single hero. I'm going to learn things about them and then share them in a video format like this. So if you do enjoy this and you enjoy this sort of content, please do consider subscribing to the channel, as it helps out an absolute ton, and I'll be making a ton more content like this too. I appreciate it. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so our next example is with enemy mid lane heroes, where you can catch them off guard with an Iron Branch. Now, obviously, if a melee hero is trading with you in mid, you're going to be thinking, okay, is this a good trade or not? Obviously, this guy has no gear, and I do a little bit. But if you are trading with them like a Void Spirit, a Dragon Knight, all this sort of good stuff, you can land a shackle on them quite easily with a little bit of surprise from an Iron Branch. Now, these have a bigger cast range than you might expect. I can cast this behind the Void Spirit from here where I am now by just targeting like this and then using a shackle, and it's a nice, easy shackle to get. Now, one thing you may want to do, because obviously he could then tango that, and then he's got a really good trade with you at that point, and you've kind of just fed him a good tango, is charge Power Shot immediately as well. So if you're going to do this and you're trading with him and he's doing this with you, just put it down and then Power Shot straight away. Not only do you Power Shot easily and they can't dodge it, but you also break the tree too, meaning that they cannot then go and tango it, and you can take a good trade with them. Moving on, we have one that a lot of people might know about, but don't know quite how much it is, because I'm pretty sure this has increased since the actual change to Powershot's range increased as well. And Obviously, a lot of people may have known that Powershot Range actually goes further than the circle. If you didn't know this, this doesn't indicate the max range of Powershot. It goes a little bit further than this. This is the cast range, and the actual projectile range is a little bit further. As you can see here, the distance between Void Spirit and this outer ring is pretty big, but if I use Powershot here and then let it go, it will still hit the Void Spirit. Even though there's that much distance between this, you can still get people that are a little bit further away. So if you're thinking, oh, I really need to get this person who's low health from the other lane, top lane, bottom lane, whatever, your Powershot range is huge. So even if you're only a little bit out of range of it and you want to hit them, and you can absolutely go for it, because you can still hit them even with a decent amount of distance between you and the actual hero. Obviously, this will get a little bit of practice to know how far you can actually go with it, but I mean, if they're just on the outer edge a little bit, you're absolutely fine to land a hit on them. And you can snipe them from freaking miles away. Look how far away that is. It's crazy. All right, so finally, Powershot can be used to counter Hoodwink a little bit. And it's actually pretty useful, as Hoodwink has an AoE stun, right? And you can use Bushwhack with the tree from Acorn Shot to tie people to it. Now, this gives you a 2-second stun, and it can be rather deadly if there's a lot of your allies around it. Windranger can break that tree with Powershot, meaning that if you break it before the 2 seconds is up, you actually free your allies immediately. So let's just reset this Conker's health so he doesn't die. And let's pretend that we had like more allies or enemies here around here. You will plant a tree and Bushwhack. Windranger can break it, freeing the hero immediately. So if you're fast with this, and obviously you're not switching between the enemy and yourself, you can break your allies immediately from this, meaning that the stun really doesn't do that much, and they can just walk around and get back to casting the spells, changing a fight pretty quickly. So keep your eye out for this if you get to Hoodwink. If they do manage to grab a stun off on your team, Powershot it down, free them, and then you can turn the fight, or even just save an allied hero. Okay, one final tip for you guys while you are laning, and that is when trading range creeps. Now, of course, mid laners, you guys like to pull aggro from one side to the other side so that your range creep dies first, or so that you can get your range creep killed, meaning you can push the lane. However, when this happens, usually your melee creeps will then go to the enemy range creep, but with Powershot, you actually have one of the highest damaging nukes in the game at level 1. It does 170 damage at level 1, and then 270 damage at level 2, and so forth, right? But this is an insane amount of damage and makes killing range creeps and securing them so easy, considering the actual range on Powershot as well. So one tip that I do have for you guys, and that I like to take advantage of, is you can kill a range creep super easy if that is the only target that you're hitting with a Powershot. So once aggro's changed and the enemy range creep starts taking damage, just use Powershot like pretty much as soon as you know that it's going to kill the actual range creep. Then you can focus on denying your own one as well. A lot of mid laners do have a way to secure range creeps, but not quite as well as Windranger. So if you can kill theirs off way before yours is even close to dying, then that gives you that second or two to focus on giving yours a deny and getting yourself ahead quite a bit. If you can do this a few times in the lane, then you're going to be pulling ahead quite quick, as the range creep's worth a lot of XP. So do your best to make sure that you kill the enemy range creep as quick as possible, and make sure you secure it with Powershot, and then focus on getting a deny on your own. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this one. Was there anything that you didn't already know about? Let me know in the comments down below. And if there's a hero you would like to see me do this for next, drop your favorite hero down in the comments too, and I will look for the highest demand one and we'll work on that next. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. It helps out so much. I appreciate it. This is a small channel. I am growing it, and it's growing pretty quick. You guys are subbing pretty fast, and I love it. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, other than that, I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.